Revolution on Television, Volumes 1 to 15. The television talk show is now desperately needed. It was a very important vehicle for the disenfranchised to voice their grievances before a worldwide audience. The ruling class at one point realized this and decided to pull the plug. They calculated that if nobody saw or heard black people crying out on television, people of the world would believe that real-life problems for black folks didn't exist. The network also predicted that black folks would fall for their scheme and fall asleep at the wheel in pursuing freedom, justice, and equality.
I think that if you can offer your child love and understanding of the culture, that is enough for the child. I mean, if you keep saying that, you've been robbed of your culture, and that, I mean, you don't even, if you've been robbed of your culture, that means that you don't,
we have, most of us
you're
have.
starting to understand it, right? Well, why can't a white person start to understand it as well and teach it the same way that you can?
I'm teaching it to black children the way they should learn it.
Well,
Today in 2019, we lack the protest and the rage we once had in the past. Our silence is deafening. And worse, our silence is our consent to injustice perpetrated on us.
I am just delighted to hear that this is your last public appearance for some time. I believe that everyone has a right of expression, but it's like someone who's sitting in a theater and they yell fire.
The network television talk show host, for the most part, skillfully kept the show under control and steered opinions and thoughts to the network's favor.
Good evening, everyone at home. Good evening, everyone in our studio audience. Sitting on the stage with me tonight is a gentleman by the name of Dwight McCarthy. Dwight, good evening.
Good evening.
Dwight is the host of a new radio program. He is a talk show host. It's the Aryan Nations Hour. Dwight, the show hasn't started yet, but it's ready to take off, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Many guests were free-thinking and highly articulate and would verbally handcuff the host, and the plan would backfire, and the guests would win over the audience.
In New York. I hope Mr. Mason comes back to you on the comments in that letter, because I think, wait a minute, I think they were really ill-advised. However, let me just say this
wait
and
a
I'll
second.
finish.
Let me start the show, please.
Who is this media? Who is this media that are...
You're going to meet people who are in love with bigots. Some of them share the beliefs of the men that they're in love with. Some of them don't. Our first guest, Bayana, has been married for 10 years, and she has 5 children. The man she loves is deeply religious, but his religious beliefs include these: that God hates white people, that white people are devils, and that America has been cursed and polluted because of the white man's wicked ways.
Covering topics such as, am I a bigot? Do Jews and blacks hate each other? Blacks who wear blue contact lenses. The race problem. Ashamed of your own race. Black on black discrimination. Black women speak out. The Tawana Brawley story. Anti-Semitism. Black self-hatred. Are blacks less intelligent than whites? David Duke, white supremacist. Jews versus Arabs. See and hear for yourself the confrontations, the fights, the verbal brawls.
Probably the most offensive thing I've ever heard in my life.
The insults, the yells, the death threats, the screaming matches, swinging fists, veins bulging out of necks, people getting thrown off the air. It's all here in this 16 DVD box set. Revolution on Television, Volumes 1 to 15.
I'm sitting up there with Italians, Irish people, God knows what up. We're Americans.
So that being called African American is
Yeah,
fine.
today there's YouTube, but we only get brief clips and highlights of the classic shows of the past. The 15-volume, 16 DVD box set, Revolution on Television, Volumes 1 to 15, is a collection you must have. You want to polish up your skills on how to debate? This box set is essential.
Reducing the birth rate important to the middle-class taxpayer.
It's important to the minority person because these children are born into terrible conditions of child abuse, crime, drugs, and we spend...
Nothing is going to justify the sterilization that you're proposing.
We spend 30 times more on welfare today than we spent just 25 years ago in this country.
You have more people today than you had 25
times
years
more
ago.
People.
You have more people.
You say you want a revolution? You got it. Revolution on Television, Volumes 1 to 15. 16 DVDs with over 59 hours of back-to-back educational talk shows. Buckle your seatbelts.
We'll start a war right here now.
I just say
You're not stating facts.
Well, the point is...
Hey, you let that come out of your mouth one more time. You will have
Was the removal of the talk show a diabolical scheme to quell the legitimate bark of the underdog?